Blessed Gaza has actually played a fundamental role in the history of Zimbabweans, occupying the political vacuum that has been left by opposition political parties in Zimbabwe ever since it began take Emerson Mnangagwa head on, alongside with war veterans such as Matibela. And apart from that, Blessed Geza has really made Emerson Mnangagwa to dig deep in his pocket, something that he was not anticipating to do. Before Blessed Geza surfaced, we saw a lot of ZANU-PF, especially individuals under Emerson Mnangagwa going amok with the 2030 mantra. There was a lot of singing across all the provinces in Zimbabwe, but with Blessed Geza coming into the fore and taking Emerson Mnangagwa head on, we are seeing slowly but surely the 2030 mantra diminishing, and we are seeing backtracking of Emerson Mnangagwa in terms of focusing on the 2030 mantra. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hloniphani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, guess what, you become the very first one to watch us. So no one can actually undermine or underestimate the role that has been played by Blessed Geza as an individual, alongside with war veterans such as Ethan Matibela. They have frustrated the Emerson Mnangagwa cabal. They were singing loudly. There was a lot of noise, a lot of protest, especially advancing the 2030 mantra of Emerson Mnangagwa, whereby Mnangagwa was looking forward to extend his presidential term. But when Blessed Geza surfaced, it appears he poured cold water into the heating 2030 mantra. Remember, when Blessed Geza came, he came when individuals like Sengezo Chabangu had already visited the Prikepu farm. He came when a decision at the Prikepu farm was already made that Emerson Mnangagwa should lead Zimbabwe up to 2030. And this time around, and we saw also the motions of parliament regarding 2030 being linked already, opposition as well, opposition that is under this dodgy and notorious Sengezo Chabangu having actually signed the motion along with ZANU-PF. It was leaked by Energy Mtoti, and there was a Moyo, who is a member of Parliament for Citizens, Coalition for Change, were the signatories of that motion. But ever since Blessed Geza surfaced, that motion disappeared. We no longer hear the talk about the 2030 motion these days. If ever they are talking about it, they are sweeping the matter under the carpet. At the moment, Emerson Mnangagwa is focusing on Blessed Geza, and Blessed Geza keeps on playing his cards. I think he has played his cards very, very well, single-handedly sending Emerson Mnangagwa to run amok like a headless chicken. Because if there was no Blessed Geza, I can attest to you, the 2030 mantra would a very, very advanced stage. Maybe it would be a done deal, because when Sengezo Chabangu and the other opposition MPs went to Gweru at the Prikepu farm singing the 2030 mantra louder than those in ZANU-PF and being told, and even Jacob Mutenda, if you remember very, very well, Jacob Mutenda issuing a statement saying we are marching slowly but surely towards 2030. That is when we saw Blessed Gaza coming up, exposing Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa that he has neglected the poor, that he has neglected the war veterans in Zimbabwe, that he has neglected the Zimbabweans in generality. And then we saw Mnangagwa quickly launching schemes to try and counter the narrative that was put out there by Blessed Gaza. That's when we began to see a funding that was channeled towards the war veterans, housing schemes that were channeled towards war veterans. That is when we saw Mnangagwa launching youth schemes, launching all schemes. I mean, if you are underestimating the role that has been played by this man, I'm not a ZANU-PF person, neither do I seek to support the other faction of ZANU-PF, but I'm showing you how Blessed Gaza has single-handedly played the role that could have been effectively played by the opposition in Zimbabwe. I think if truth be said, opposition in Zimbabwe was just watching and commenting, but Blessed Gaza began to frustrate Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa with M31 protest this time around, with actually the stay away, which is scheduled for the 22nd as well as the 23rd of April 2025, as well as the torching of the cars of Wignell Chivayo and other dodgy business personalities, as well as fuel stations. We saw Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa actually folding his tail and keeping quiet about the 2030 mantra. Even rallies of 2030 mantra were actually reduced, and we saw him going back to the drawing board, war veterans being bribed. We also saw actually opposition political party members being parceled with stands in waterlands in places which are deemed not conducive for someone to actually build a house. But because of desperation from both sides, that is Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa as well as the sellout scouts who are masquerading as opposition members of parliament, we are seeing them actually stooping to be that low. So all that is happening because of Blessed Gaza. And now Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, instead of focusing on the motions to go for 2030, what he is busy doing now, what he is always thinking every time he goes to the bed, is how he will counter Blessed Gaza, or how he will actually get rid of Blessed Gaza and neutralize the retired General Chiwenga faction. I think Blessed Gaza as an individual has become the headache, a serious headache to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, and playing an effective role that could have been actually effectively played by the opposition political party in Zimbabwe. When he realized that the opposition was weakened, when he realized that the opposition seats were already taken away by ZANU-PF, he decided to step in, and guess what? Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is feeling the heat. If you have noticed, there is actually backtracking on 2030 at the moment, and I'm sure even Mnangagwa does not believe as from today that he will reach even up to 2028, of which, if he is thinking along those lines, that is the correct line thought to be practiced by him. We are seeing him panicking to a larger extent, and that is why you have seen his son stepping up to also be part of the people who are Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, because he realizes that his father is vulnerable. If there is any vulnerable man within ZANU-PF, it is none other than Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, and who has actually made him to be so, it is none other than Blessed Geza. I can tell you the Blessed Geza effect have actually played a very, very significant role in making sure that 2030 is frustrated, and most probably that 2030 would not happen. I think it would be both in the interest of everybody as well as also the Blessed Gaza faction. It would be also in the interest of the people of Zimbabwe. It means the constitution would have won partially a little bit, because if Mnangagwa goes ahead and do that, I can tell you then it is as good as the 2013 constitution has been teared down. A narrative that has been spearheaded by individuals such as Douglas Mahia, those people who are actually kissing the ass of Emmerson Mnangagwa day and night, and that would have been very, very pathetic. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button, so that next time when we beam live, guess what, you become the very first one to watch us. You can support this channel, and we need your support to improve. I hear a lot of you are crying, yeah, sound quality, what. That can be done if we help each other by joining as a member. You press the join button and pick an affordable package. With as little as 6 rand, this channel can change its shape and form. As we are speaking already, the studios have been built. Some of the equipment have been bought. We're just left with few things to complete so that we can now be running. And I can tell you, this media has a role to play in terms of liberating the people of Zimbabwe from the oppressive rule of Emmerson Mnangagwa as well as ZANU-PF. And you have a role, I have a role to play. Also do mind to follow us on Hloniphani Global News on our Facebook page. You can also follow me on other social media platforms. I am Hloniphani. Thank you very much once again for your unwavering support.